Hello guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2023, and welcome back to the series where we are aiming to win the top flight division in every European nation in the game. Currently in nation number 15, which is Turkey, as the manager of Konyaspor. We are approximately two-thirds of the way through the season, so we're going to come back today, knock a couple of games off, obviously go over anything that's happened. You can see in the top right-hand corner there that it is February, so we have had the transfer window as well. There's been a couple of outs, a couple of ins as well. So we'll have a run through them. Financially as well, the club is in a very good position. Only £2.6 million in the bank, but we do have a £6.6 million transfer budget. And the finances are down like that because we have agreed with the board to upgrade the training facilities. They're due to be completed in about 5 months' time. It's cost about £5 million. So we're improving the infrastructure at the club as well. You can see the training facilities are already excellent, but we are trying to improve them as much as we can. Unfortunately, I can't improve the youth recruitment. I can only cut back on it, which is a little bit disappointing. In terms of transfers, though, like you say, there has been a couple. There's been a few outs. We're up to 13.25 million gone out now. And the big one that's gone out is probably Rashid Husseini. He's gone to Borussia Dortmund for a 10.25 million, which could rise up to 11.25. Now, I could have got a bit more out of him because there was Juventus and Roma interested in him as well. But he was unhappy at my initially rejecting the bids, so I decided to accept them to try and keep the squad happy. But unfortunately, Rashid Husseini has gone. We did make a small profit on him. Remember, we paid £8 million from Excelsior for him, so we have made a little bit of a profit on him. Got his wages off the books as well. We've brought in a replacement, but we've also let Ahab Sad go to Rennes. Again, we've made a small profit on him, but he just didn't fit into our new system. We don't play with the wingers anymore, so we just moved him on. Again, got his wages off the books. The rest of them are sort of fringe players who've gone out on loan, really. In terms of ins, though, we've brought in 4 in total. With De Silva, who was here on loan last season, he's come in now on a permanent basis on a free transfer. Again, this was pre-arranged before I changed the tactic. So he is a winger, but we are starting to train him to be an advanced forward. I do think that it's something that he can do quite comfortably. So again, moving him up the pitch into that advanced forward role, see if it pays any dividends. 24-year-old now, 8.5k a week, not too bad. El Haim is an Israeli. He is Husseini's replacement, a very, very good centre half. He's got great jump and reach and heading again. He can defend. He's consistent. He's considered to be a good player for most Super League sides. At 20 years old as well, he does still have room to improve, and he only cost us £2 million on 9k a week. So cheaper than Husseini was, and he's a reasonably decent player. In fact, if we compare him to Husseini, you can see is better. He is better, but El Haim, he's got the room to grow into. He can become a better player. So he's here, and the other two are more just fringe players. One's for the future. Oscar Guni has come in as an advanced forward. He's cost us £600,000 from Başakşehir. 19 years old, again, got bags and bags of potential. So we're investing in the future here at Konyaspor as well. And then Stefan Djuric is a central defender, a Bosnian. 2.6 million, so possibly overpaid for him. Coming from Sarajevo. So they've made a little bit of profit on him. But again, he's another young 20-year-old with bags and bags of potential. So he can hopefully improve as well. In terms of how things have gone since you were last with us, of course, last time you were here was the double-header, Galatasaray and Ankara-Gucci. 2 fantastic wins there. We then absolutely hammered TNS in Europe. Tom Backhouse grabbing 4 goals in this one. Backhouse has really stepped up. And I've changed the way that I've been doing things as well. I've actually played all of these games on comprehensive highlights, and I've been paying attention to what the players are doing, what the opposition are doing as well, and trying to sort of change my tactics on the fly during the game, and it's paying dividends. We beat TNS 5-1. We then beat Ankaraspor 4-0. Backhouse again with 2 goals. Samuel getting on the score sheet, and Ordaz as well in a dominant performance. And if you just have a look at their match ratings, we've stifled their attack really. Their fullback as well, Murat, is on a 6.1. So what I'll do is, some distance through the game, I'll take a note of what sort of ratings their fullbacks are on. if their fullback's on a poor rating like this one, I'll focus the play down this side and just put him under pressure. Same with like players who are on cards, I'll put them under pressure as well. Things like that, and it's really worked well for us, and it worked again against Samsunspor, a 5-1 win. Taka, Akalakatsi, Kubuku and Abeng on the score sheet. I think there was another one as well further down. There was Jose Aquino got one as well. Did concede one in this one, which is disappointing, unfortunately, but again, we've forced their fullback into a poor game, both fullbacks and the centre halves, and we've stifled their attack again. And we followed that up in the Europa Conference League, 6-1 against Riga, 2-0 against Adana in the league. Garcia and Tom Backhouse on the score sheet again. But again, their fullbacks maybe played slightly better. This is probably the most difficult game that we've had in that period of time, believe it or not, against Adana. But we've played really well again going forward. Partizan, unfortunately, we did lose a game. We lost to Partizan in the Europa Conference League, but we did qualify in third place quite comfortably. Başakşehir won all 6 of their games. We won 5 and dropped off the top of the table, unfortunately. So Maccabi Petach Tikva as well have had a good season there in Europa Conference League. We're still waiting for the draw in the round of 16 to see who we get, but you know, things are bright here. Kayserispor, another great victory, 3-0. Aquino with 2, Backhouse with another one. Again, we forced them to playing really poorly on the wings, stuff like that. Aquino had a 9.9. He had a really good game. Did Aquino. In the cup, a little bit closer than I'd have liked this one. We were 3-0 up and cruising, and then we let the Ahmed Sportiv, who are 2 divisions below us, we let them back in, which was a little bit nerve-wracking. Sivasspor was slightly closer. Sivasspor was still pushing hard at the top of the table in this one, and it took a 92nd minute winner to get this one over the line. This was another tough game, but we have, you know, forced them into playing poorly in some positions. In fact, David Garcia's winning in the 92nd minute is definitely one that we need to see again, because it's some goal to score in the 92nd minute of a game for a winning goal. Really, it's you know, icy pitch. Alatin with the ball over the top. Garcia gets onto it, controls it on his chest, and fires that in from that sort of range. In the 92nd minute, we did have the VAR check for it. There was a hint of offside, but that was a fantastic way to win the game. And then we've beat Antalyaspor 3-0 in this one. Senyol, Abeng and Backhouse on the score sheet. Again, stifled Antalyaspor quite comfortably, really. Their centre-halves had a shocker. Their 2 forwards have had a shocker, and we've absolutely battered them. Trabzonspor 3-1, another dominant performance. Trabzonspor actually managed to get a few shots in this time, which is a little bit concerning. But this formation here seems to be the one that we struggle against the most, where they're playing 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs. There's not really an area that we can sort of expose, because if he's having a bad game, he sort of comes across and covers that position and makes up for his lack of performance, really. But we have stifled them going forward again and scored 3 ourselves. Jose Aquino with a penalty in this one, with a hat-trick, I beg your pardon. We did unfortunately go out the cup though on penalties to Antalyaspor, and the team weren't very happy with me. Basically, they've come to me and said it's my fault that they didn't reach the latter stages of the cup. Well, I'm sat here thinking, well, you're the ones who've had the bad performance. It wasn't even a bad performance. We deserved to win, but they're the ones who didn't score the goals. But they're coming to me to complain about it. You know, and it's left some players unhappy at the club, which is really annoying, really. Besiktas, this was a fantastic win. Besiktas are currently in 2nd place in the table, but a great 3-1 win over Besiktas. Aquino gives the lead early on. Backhouse made it 2 before Burak Ozdemir got one back, but then Senyol got one back late on. Besiktas had more XG than us, but we've performed better than they have. Again, the defensive midfielders had a poor game because we put some pressure on him. The strikers had a poor game as well because we pressurised him, kept him quiet out the game. Senyol had a great game, obviously scoring the goal as well. Gomez was really good on the right-hand side. And then most recently, we've beaten Fenerbahce. Now, Fenerbahce are having an absolute shocking season. They've actually just sacked their manager. They're down in about 11th place in the league. But it was Senyol, Akalakatsi and Aquino with the goals. 3-0 in this one. They've only managed 1 shot on target the entire game. Again, we've forced them to play quite badly, including their strikers on a 5.8. So where that leaves us in the league table is we're quite comfortably at the top of the table. 13 points clear now of Besiktas with a massive goal difference over them. 20 goals better off. Tom Backhouse is the top scorer in the table as well. You know, we've scored 48 goals, which is 18 more than Besiktas in second, which is next best. We've conceded the least amount of goals in the league as well. We're having a fantastic season here at Konyaspor. But today we're going to take on 2 games. We're going to do Bursaspor and we're going to do Başakşehir. Bursaspor, of course, early pace setters. We're up there, thereabouts. They're currently in 6th place, and then Başakşehir, underperforming really for Başakşehir, down in 9th place. But we'll take on those 2 games, and then we'll probably get the draw for the Conference League in that time as well. And we'll see who we're going to take on. So getting into the first game against Bursaspor, we are away from home. This is the lineup that we're going to go with for today. It's going to be Yilmaz in goal. Continue to have a fantastic season. 10 clean sheets now in the league. Only conceded 12 in 20 games, which is great. Tahir Cengiz as the right fullback today. I tried to get him to sign a new contract to maybe lower his wages, but he wanted £45,000 a week. 45 grand a week, can you believe it? So obviously we didn't do that. But he's had a good season again as well. 7.19 average rating. Hayim, the new signing, started off really well. A 6.9, maybe he doesn't suggest that, but he's still settling into the squad, and I'm hoping that he can be a good player. Senyol continues as the other centre half. He's had a great season, has Senyol. A 7.14 with 5 goals in the league, which is fantastic. And then at left back, it is the Italian in Ferro, 30 years old now, so one of the older players in the first. In fact, I think he probably is the oldest first team player that we've got, but he's had a great season. Again, at 6.96. Maybe not as many assists as you'd expect, but you know, we'll see what happens. Özçukwu on loan from PSG continues to have a great season with us. He's played particularly well for us. 2 assists as well. A 6.89. Now I always say that defensive midfielder on defend doesn't tend to lead to good match ratings, so a 6.89 is actually pretty decent for that position. The 2 midfielders today, Ordaz, again another one who's had a good season, 3 goals, 1 assist. And then on the other side is Akalakatsi. He's another one who's having a good season. A 6.95, but 2 goals, 2 assists. He's sort of a squad player. He does rotate in and out with the likes of Gomez and Taka as well. They do sort of rotate in and out. Gomez, as you've noticed there today, is suspended, but he's had a good season as well. And the front 3 for today, because we've got an injury to David Garcia. He's been out for a little while now, so he's unfortunately not in the starting lineup. But it's going to be Aquino, who has now moved on to 16 goals for the season in 25 games, 11 in the league, which is good. He's had a good season. Backhouse, again, developing nicely. I know we've got lots of down arrows here, and he has just signed a new contract at the club as well. But 14 and 16 now in the league is a really good return, and 21 and 23 in all comps is pretty good. And then Samuel continues on as the left-hand side striker, still growing, 17 years old, bags and bags of potential. Signed a new contract as well, only wanted £100 a week, so we give it to him. But he's got 2 in 7, but he is a young man, so still lots of development to go on there. So that's the lineup today, guys. Let's hope we can pick up this win against Bursaspor. Right, guys, getting into it then. First highlight. You may notice that we've gone old school for this one. We've got a massive kit clash going on again. So obviously something I've done with the Kitbasher is not quite right. So when we move on to Croatia, I'll look a bit more into that, and hopefully we won't get any kit clashes. So we're going 2D today. Old school Football Manager. But it is Bursaspor, the team in white. They've got the ball, but Samuel's going to cut that out. Does really well to get there before the player. And Samuel has the effort, and he scored his 3rd goal of the season. Samuel Ayantas, the 17-year-old, let's bear in mind he's only 17 years old, has scored his 3rd goal of the season. Here's the kit clash, as you can see. Lots of teams in white on the pitch. He's done well to read that, though. And in the end, it's actually a really good finish. It's gone through the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper should have done much, much better than that. And if he was my goalkeeper, I'd have been a little bit annoyed with him. But I'm not going to complain. We're on top. Bursaspor have not had a single effort yet. And we're looking to compound their misery as Aquino goes all the way back to Yilmaz, who's virtually in the Bursaspor half. He finds Hayim into Tahir Cengiz, inside to Akalakatsi. It's tackled by Ferreira, though. Now it's Essa for Bursaspor. Finds Malin. Put under pressure by Ferro. Malin, he's forced all the way back to the goalkeeper. It's good pressure there by Ferro, but they're still passing the ball around nicely. Malin finds Essa again. He's straight away under pressure by Ferro. Straight in at him. Manages to get away though, and they've moved the ball forward quite nicely here. That's a good ball in behind for under. A good save by Yilmaz in goal, and Haim just helps it further on. As again, Bursaspor looking to get back into the game. They've kind of wasted that free kick though, and Tahir Cengiz does pick it up. That's a dangerous pass across his own area, but it's thankfully nobody there. And Senyol finds Akalakatsi in to the left-hand side towards Ferro. He's got Samuel ahead of him, but Ferro goes into the box instead. It's a poor cross though. It's too close to the goalkeeper. And Aykut comes out and claims that one quite comfortably ahead of Backhouse. It does look long though, but Haim does win that, and Ordaz brings it under control. Akalakatsi, great ball out to the left-hand side, and Samuel gets there into the box. Again, it's cleared, but Akalakatsi picks it up on the edge of the area, finds Ordaz for 2. No, it's a great save by Aykut again in goal for Bursaspor. We are going to have the resultant corner though, which is going to be taken by the right-back Tahir Cengiz towards that far post, and Senyol can't quite get there though. It's headed clear by the defender. Malin finds Essa again straight away put under pressure by Ferro. He's pinched the ball this time. Has Ferro driving towards the penalty area inside now, pulls it across for Kino. I think the shot's deflected, and again it's saved by Aykut in goal. And in at half time, it has been an absolutely thoroughly dominant performance so far from Konyaspor over Bursaspor. It would be nice if it was more than 1-0 because it's Football Manager. We're guaranteed to concede an equaliser. And back out for the second half, and we're straight into a highlight. It's Uzachuk, we're looking over the top for Backhouse. Can't quite get there though. He does profit from the mistake by the defender. Now it's Samuel, whose shot, I believe, is deflected up into the arms of Aykut. So unfortunately we couldn't extend our advantage there. But we are still the dominant team, and 56 minutes on the clock now. We're looking to come forward again. It's Haim, the Israeli, the new signing. Finds Tahir Cengiz. Plenty of room to move into. Looks for Backhouse forward, but Labego cuts it out, and now Ona finds Onda. Ona again to Labego. They've gone long. We should win this in the air. We do. Senyol wins it. Aquino. Tahir Cengiz forward towards Ordaz into Backhouse. Is this the opportunity? It is. Tom Backhouse puts the ball in the back of the net. I think we're going to get a VAR check though. There's a question of offside against Backhouse there. It's been disallowed. Unfortunately, Backhouse was offside. That would have been his 22nd goal of the season. Corner for Konyaspor. Tahir Cengiz goes deep towards Senyol. Can't get his head there. Mendes heads it clear, but Uzachukwu is going to pick it up. Finds Akalakatsi with the effort from range. It's hit the top of the crossbar. We're getting closer. We really need to get this other goal across the line though, because it's Football Manager. Like I say, Bursaspor will get a goal back. Ferro finds Samuel. Ferro again. Uzachukwu to Haim. Nice switch of play between across the back line there. Tahir Cengiz bringing the ball forward. Needs some support though. Goes down the line towards Ordaz. Can he get the ball across? No, comes back to Tahir Cengiz instead, who does get the cross in. It's towards Akalakatsi, but it's headed clear. Ferro picks it up again. Into Akalakatsi. Back towards the back post, and Ordaz. It's a poor header from Ordaz, and it's gone harmlessly wide of the post. But we're knocking on that door. And that's the end of the game, guys. 1-0 win. Samuel getting the man of the match. The only goal of the game in the 16th minute. A thoroughly dominant performance. I'm just a little bit disappointed that we didn't score more than one. And their confirmation, guys, after that game, Besiktas dropped points again against Samsunspor. So we currently find ourselves 15 points clear at the top of the table, with everybody having played the same amount of games. So Besiktas have fallen off this season. We've had a fantastic season ourselves. To be 15 points clear is fantastic. Right, guys, welcome back to the Başakşehir game. Just quickly before we get into it, Besiktas have dropped points again, this time away to Adana. So they've drawn another one. So we're 14 points clear with the game in hand. We could go 17 points clear with a victory here at home against Başakşehir as well. A couple of changes to the starting lineup. Manuel Gomez comes back in for Akalakatsi for today. And that's it for the starting lineup. David Garcia has now recovered from his injury, so he's actually made it back onto the bench. So we expect to see some minutes into him later. He's obviously dropped all of his match fitness while he's been injured. So let's go. Let's hopefully we can pick up another big win for us to move us 17 points clear, which would be absolutely fantastic. And as things stand, we're just cruising towards the league title here in Turkey. Right, we're into injury time at the end of the first half. This is the first highlight of the game, guys. It's going to be a corner to be taken by Tahir Cengiz. We do get there. Senyol wins the header. The goalkeeper saves it. But Haim is there to profit from the rebound. We're going to get the VAR check though. Questions of whether Haim was offside when Senyol got his head to the ball. It looks like he was. Unfortunately, Ali Haim, let's have a quick look. He's at the back post. Yeah, he's a mile offside. There's also a player hugging the goalkeeper, which probably doesn't help. So yeah, that was a really quiet first half, guys. We've had 9 shots, but we've only hit the target the once, which was probably that header by Senyol there right at the end of the half. We've not really performed fantastically well in this one. Might have to make some changes at half time. And into the second half, highlights straight away. So hopefully a much better second half here. We have made a quick change. We've brought Garcia on for Samuel. Obviously the only goal scorer from the previous game, but he was on a 6.3, I think, in this one. As Ferro looks over the top, Aquino's going to get onto it. We've also switched Aquino and Backhouse around. Aquino was wide on the right of the 3 strikers. Emre's getting sent off here for Besiktas here, so that's going to make things a little bit easier. Yeah, but Aquino was right in the front 3, so we've swapped him round with Backhouse. Garcia with the corner though, 50th minute. Again towards Senyol, headed clear though, but Ordaz picks it up. Uzachukwu into Haim. Uzachukwu again. Ordaz with the effort. It's gone just over the bar. Good effort there from Ordaz. Erkan with a goal kick for Besiktas here. We've won it in the air though. Tahir Cengiz finds Haim. Striding forward. Tahir Cengiz again. Looking for Backhouse on the right hand side. It's a poor ball though. Santos calmly gathers that. Goes back to his goalkeeper who just hoofs it long. And we do win the header with Haim. It's Tahir Cengiz now on the right-hand side again, driving forward. Good little run, good cross as well towards that back post. Headed clear again though, but Ferro picks it up. We've got Besiktas here penned in here. That was a poor pass though. Garcia pinches it, feeds it square for Aquino. Yosu Aquino gets his 17th of the season. Garcia straight away into the action. A little bit of a graphical bug there with the red card showing up. But we've just got them penned back into their own penalty area. That was a poor pass and it's well cut out. But Garcia does well to win the challenge. And he's got the calmness to square the ball to his teammate to put it in the back of the net for 1-0. And immediately we're on the attack again, looking to double our advantage. Ferro over the top towards Aquino is in again. And it's cleared off the line. I think it's offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But that's more like it from Konyaspor. We're starting to actually threaten going forward now. And we are moving those 17 points clear at the top. Be nice to get another goal in this one though. Senyol finds a Gomez out wide to Garcia. Gets the cross into the box towards Backhouse. It's headed clear again, but Tahir Cengiz, we've got them penned in again. Gets the ball back in. Again, they've cleared it. Haim wins the header. Gomez, Uzachukwu to Ferro and Senyol. Uzachukwu, nice little passing triangle. Great play by the boys. Ferro inside the area, pulls it across. It's blocked again. It's just backs to the walls for Besiktas here. They haven't got an out at the minute, although they've actually managed to work something here. It's Muammar coming down the right-hand side, but we've forced them long again. Haim has won that in the air. Gomez or Daz. Ball over the top towards Backhouse, who's in. Can he square it for Aquino? He can. Aquino puts the ball in the back of the net. No, it's given offside again. Backhouse went slightly too early. Can we make something from this corner? Garcia to swing it in. Outswinger. Towards the set, yes, we can. Senyol with his 8th goal of the season. It's a fantastic return for a centre half. That, by the way, 8 goals in a season, all from these corner routines. He's really good at getting on the end of them, and it's a great header and 2-0, and that's no more than we deserve. Particularly if you have a look at the match stats. Besiktas here have not had a single shot. Never mind one on target. They've not had a shot in the whole game, and we're into injury time at the end of the game now. And a dominant performance from Konyaspor. They managed a shot right at the end of the game. One shot. But great performance by the boys. And they're just confirmation now that we are 17 points clear at the top. 23 goals better off than Besiktas as well. We're having a fantastic season here at Konyaspor. But guys, that is it for today. Thank you very much for being here as always. Next time you're going to see me is probably going to be earlier than you expect with the lead that we've got in the table. We come back for the day we win the title, basically. We'll come back for that because it's pretty much a foregone conclusion now with the lead that we've got. I can't see us giving that up, particularly the run that we're on. But guys, yeah, like I say, thank you very much. please remember to hit that thumbs up button for me and the subscribe button. Leave me any comments, any feedback, stuff like that. You know it does help me out massively, and I do greatly appreciate it. So guys, thank you for being here, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers guys.